Hello, so this lesson is for Tuesday, September 15th, 2020. So I'm on my Canvas dashboard and I want to be a student for Core 2 today. So I'm going into Core 2 and as a student, my home page is up and I'm going over to modules and I am going to the week of 914 Unit 1 and I'm looking, there's Tuesday 915 and I'm going to click on Engage Do Now Images. So yesterday on Monday, we looked and we learned about how reading is a process and that our brains need to make connections to learn and process what we read. That is how we understand what we have read. We have to process it and make connections. We do the same thing with pictures. We do the same thing with pictures naturally. So for example, when I looked at this picture, I naturally noticed that the sky was blue. So this naturally told me this picture was taken in the daytime. Then I also noticed the position of which the picture was taken. It shows the wing, but it shows it from an angle where the person must have been inside looking outside. So I looked at the picture, I noticed some things, and I just made some conclusions. So that's what you're going to do here. You're going to take out a sheet of paper and you're going to write down two things that you noticed. And what do those two details tell you about the picture? It can be as simple as I noticed the grass is green. It can be simple, do not overthink it. Then you're going to click next and you will read about your learning target and what you are doing in today's lesson. Your learning target will be reached when you are creating a caption and using the Notice and Wonder protocol. So your learning target is reached once you have created a caption and used the Notice and Wonder protocol. So we click next. We have a presentation on how images help us. So when you get to this page, it will tell you to go through the slide presentation. And it is about why images help us, because we are looking at pictures and how we understand things through pictures. And then we will click next. And then there is a survey. Your button will say take survey. You will click on take survey and you are to look at the 5 images and type in the entry box, what do they have in common? What do you notice about them? These can be simple answers. I noticed the leaves are green. I noticed that the heart is wearing boxing gloves. I noticed this about this picture. What do you notice about each of these pictures? And do any of these pictures have anything in common? These pictures might. Do these pictures? Do these pictures? Write down anything you notice and anything that might have in common. You're going to submit your survey and then you are going to go to the bottom right and click next. And you are going to participate in a discussion where you are answering these 3 questions. What kind of future do you hope to have and why? Why does your future change based on the decisions you make now? Why or why not? Take a look at the image below. What does this image have to do with building your future? And it doesn't have to be a future like when you're 60, 70, 80, 90 years old. It can be the near future, such as in 2 years or in high school or in 5 years. What kind of future do you want to have when you're 15, when you're 20, when you're 25? We will scroll down and click next, and we will end up on the Evaluate, Notice, and Wonder protocol. This is where our learning target will be reached. We are going to write down something that we notice about a picture. We are going to then write down some questions about the picture, and then we are going to make a caption. So this is my example. I noticed an astronaut floating in space. I noticed that he or she looks happy because there's a smile and that there are handles on the wall. So some of my questions were, how did the astronaut get there? Where exactly in space is the astronaut? And what is the mission? And then my caption was, an astronaut floating in space smiles for a photo. So your copy is down here at the bottom. You can click on this link to make it bigger. Please watch the next video to see how to